Hello there. Anyways, welcome to the official Beatmerger tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you basically everything you need to know about the game, as well as showing you some tools that you can use to make your songs even better. If you haven't made a song before in Beatmerger, or if you want to figure out what other tools there may be to help your song sound better, well, then this video is for you. So, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the tutorials toggle right here. So if you turn this on, this is what the tutorial UI looks like. It's basically just some text on the side of the screen, and this basically describes everything about the current page that you're on. The reason why I'm making this video is because if you don't like reading, you can just watch a cool little video instead, and it'll work as well, hopefully. I hope I speak well. Now I'm going to be talking about what most of you have come here for, and that is to create a song. So once you click on the create song button, you should be taken to a screen that looks something like this. Now, I've already loaded all of the grids beforehand, so this is what it should look like when you've loaded all of the grids. We're going to go into track 1 here, and this track is known as an instrument track. Most of you probably already know how to do this, but if you click somewhere on the grid, you'll place a note, and if you click on that note, you'll delete it. But what you can also do if you're on a PC is you can click down and hold, and you can actually drag click and just create a whole bunch of notes really quickly. And you can also do the same thing when it comes to deleting those notes. Kinda wish I didn't do this, oh gosh. There are two ways that you can move around the grid. Scroll bars to move up and down like so, and side to side like so. You might notice that if you're on a PC, it might be a little bit hard to move side to side like this, which is why I've added the grid. Why is it lagging? Now, real quickly, I'm just gonna create a little melody here. If you click play, you can also use spacebar if you're on a PC, but if you click play, it will play the sequence for you. So this is a little melody that I made just for testing purposes. If you take a look at these buttons on the top here, you will notice that, well, there are a lot, but they also do certain things. The first one I'll talk about is this instrument button, and if you click on it, you get to select the instrument that this sequence plays in. So currently it's set to short synth electric, which sounds like this. But let's say I happen to set it to saw stab, which sounds like that. And it already sounds a bit different. Now, one more example here, and I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna choose a bass instrument. And let's go with Acity. Anyways, that's how you set instruments. If you take a look at volume analyzer here, you will notice that it is typically in this green area. But if I happen to set this volume to 2, notice the volume. Yeah, we're getting into the orange a bit. Yeah, if we go any higher than that, it's just gonna go into the reds, so I'm not gonna do that. And also, you can put decimal values, like 0.5, and it will be quieter. Next up, we have effects, which add a bit more variety of sound. So currently the track sounds like a whole bunch of chorus to it. Notice how different it sounds. I'm gonna add 5 to the treble. Notice how much more bright that sounds. Yeah, so that's how you can use effects to spice up your track. The next thing we're gonna talk about is track view. This might look a little bit confusing at first, but trust me, it's not very confusing. Basically, the larger these numbers are, the larger the track is essentially. For example, if I set this 15 to 19, you'll notice that the track just got a little wider. Inversely, if I set it to something like 10, it looks like this, a bit more skinnier. And same thing with this number, the 2.3, if I set it to just 1, you will notice that the squares are tremendously smaller. So that's cool. Now, this next button that I'm going to talk about is clear sequence, and pretty self-explanatory. If you've made a garbage beat, something like this, and you decide you don't want it anymore, you can simply click clear sequence. This will pop up, If you click yes, everything will disappear. I cleared the sequence because I wanted to talk about presets. And what presets are is basically if you're too lazy to make the song yourself. I'm kidding. Presets are here because they can help you build onto your song if you have a lack of ideas. For example, you don't have an idea for a melody. You can just choose from one of these presets, MIN, which stands for minor, or something like MAJ, which is major, or CHR, which is chromatic. I'm gonna go with steady riser just to demonstrate. You can notice that there's a difference in color between these two notes, and this is because the green one just means that it's a preset. That's really all there is to it. The next thing I want to talk about is this thing, the weird 0. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to add the preset back because that might actually be useful. So every time I click play here or press space, the sequence always starts here at this first note, the 1. But what if I didn't want that to happen? What if I wanted to start at this 25 here? Well, you might be able to tell, but you can actually edit this to start at a different line. I'm going to make it start at line 24, which is basically this one, before the 25. But the reason why I put it before the 25 is so that when I click space, the first thing it plays is the 25. I'm going to go into drums track, because that's the next thing I'm going to talk about. Alright, so here's the drums track, and you might notice that it is a little different from track 1 or from all of the other tracks, because this is not an instrument track. You will notice that these are not notes, but rather kicks, blasts, snares, drums, all those other drummy stuff. It makes a whole bunch of drum noises. All of the buttons that were on the instrument track are also here on the drum track, except for this one, the sidechain button. You might be wondering what this is. Well, I'm going to talk about it. So, the sidechain button basically adds a little bit of kick to your song. So, real quickly, I've combined the drums track without the sidechain yet with track 1, which has this preset, the uplift chords, and I'm just going to play it. Just listen to how it sounds. Yeah, you might notice that the drums seem a little quiet. So there's one way to fix that. One of the ways is, of course, increasing the volume, but that might cause the volume analyzer to, go too much into the red. So I'm not going to change the volume, but rather I'm going to add sidechain. And I'm going to set it to 3 for now. And I'm going to go back. Notice the difference when I play the song. You can notice that the instrument kind of fades out and in as the kicks play. It gives the impression that the kicks are very loud, when in reality they're not really. Alright, another thing I'm going to be talking about is this solo thing you might notice on the sides of each track. So what solo does is it isolates a single track. So the original song sounds like this. If I turn solo on, you can notice that track 1 is the only thing that's playing. Similarly to the drums track, you will notice that track 1 is not playing, and the only thing that's playing here is the drums. Now, what the heck is this? Alright, so now I'm going to be talking about saving and loading your song. So, this is where naming is gonna come into play here, so I recommend naming it something. At least something. Even this. I don't know. But if you click save here, you'll notice that there are save slots. I have 5 of them unused. There's one being used because it's another song that I've been working on. Click on an unused track if you want to save as a new song, or click on a previously used slot if you want to overwrite that slot. For this instance, I'm going to click on a new slot, so it's going to save as a new song, and boom, it is saved. Alright, so I left the game for a bit just to demonstrate. I'm gonna have to load the lines again. Alright, so now everything is loaded. There is nothing in any of the tracks, nothing in drums track, nothing in track 1. It is completely empty. Now, if you want to load something, simply click load, And as you can see, slot 2, the wire will, and simply click on it, and it should load everything back into where it was. Awesome. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna end the video off here. If you still have questions, be sure to comment down below, and I'll see you hopefully soon.
Hello, your game is very great. So great, my cat, it did. Very awesome.